Hello and welcome! Silrace here with Mechwarrior Online. This is some Nova B variant gameplay for your viewing pleasure, I guess. If you can take pleasure from this. If you don't, you probably should not be watching my channel, okay? Anyway, just being honest about that. Anyways, so Polar Highlands for the first, and there is going to be a second drop after this with some Brawling Nova. I kind of like, I have mentioned this before, but I kind of like Polar Highlands when in a brawler mech, because this is the sort of map and situation where when you are in a brawler, you know that you are in a disadvantage, and if you can overcome those disadvantages, if you can figure out, okay, how can I be patient enough to actually get the stuff out of this map, out of this match, to get things done and get a good score, then you really have played well. So from that point of view, I do enjoy Polar Highlands in brawler mechs, even though it can be frustrating at times, even though it can be boring at times, like what is happening here right now. Basically, I just like to call this the scouting phase, even though there is basically no scouting whatsoever in Mechwarrior Online, because the engagement ranges and maps are small enough that there is no real reason to have a dedicated scout of any kind. But in general, I like, this is the, for me, this is the scouting and the positioning phase, where we are both teams are trying to figure out, okay, where do we actually fight this battle out on this map? So I am just trying my very best to do a little bit of visioning like this, and trying to not take a whole lot of damage, so I can hopefully finish off enemies at the end of the game. Because that's what I have to do in a very short range brawler like this. Can't really just charge in there, because I will absolutely get murdered. This is a Nova after all, this is a 50-ton medium mech. So charging over the well, plains of white, snowy, icy thing by myself is very much a suicide. I'm not planning to suicide, I have no intention of doing any of that, and so forth. However, here we go. Enemies are suddenly a lot closer. It's only 400, 300, 500 meters, right, between us. So now I can start considering, like, the fact that, hey, I can do a little bit of damage here. Obviously I can take some return fire as well, but I can start doing a little bit of something at these ranges already. Not a whole lot, but something. Now obviously Nova has fairly low mounted arms, and vast majority of my firepower is in those low mounted arms, so I kind of don't want to peek over ridges if I can avoid it, but sometimes you can't avoid it. Sometimes you can't indeed, so I have to be patient, have to find those angles and whatnot to shoot from. The machine guns are fairly high on the mech, but they are very short range, obviously. They are shorter range than the dang lasers I have here. Like I said, this is very much, or if you just look at the list, this is very much a brawler setup here. And this is me actually finally able to do something. A rifleman, which almost lost its arm, almost lost both of its arms now. Below there. Yeah, this thing generates heat like crazy. And that would be an annihilator which wants to charge at us. And oh, there is that thing coming at us. And now I realize that, hey, I am the front line. I was not intending to be the entire front line, but I am apparently the front line in a 50-ton medium. Okay, fine. We will be the front line. We will shoot at everybody. We will shoot at absolutely everybody who's peeking at us. And yeah, the Panther was a little too far. I think it was Panther anyway. The Panther was a little too far, so I was not even interested in trying to shoot at it. However, teammates are pushing in, so let's push in. Hello, Raven. Well, I will will duel you. I should be able to win this fight. Okay, somebody else finishes that off, but I should definitely be able to win that fight. And there is the rifleman, who is now weaponless. But let's I suppose farm a little bit of damage off it, since I don't have anybody else to shoot anyway. Game is pretty close at this point, which is nice, which is really nice, and it has turned into a proper brawl. This is the point where go for the legs. Typically I don't like to go for the legs, but there the legs are already open anyway, so go for the legs. On the quick draw, my shoulder is very much open. There is the legs, and still only one kill lead. There is a trebuchet. Now we are really running in the circles. The fireball is very much damaged, so let's deal with that next. Remove mechs and remove guns from the field, and suddenly you have chance to victory. And oh, hello. Oh, you're a stake as well now. Okay, fine. And this is pretty much the game secured by now. Pretty much, because the Shadow Cat is gone, and then there is only one mech left. And you get to see the scoreboards and so forth, and I will see you folks in the next drop, right after the scoreboards. Okay, as you can tell there, the beginning of that Polar Highlands map was fairly boring, but all that patience at the beginning did pay off pretty well, with some decent, well, better than what I usually get in brawlers results, even though I really enjoy playing brawlers, but I typically end up making some sort of a silly decision and doing badly as a result. Anyway, here we are on Tourmaline Desert for the second drop. And that will be a Highlander 2C Bravo over there. Well, we can go and deal with that eventually. But right now my teammates are basically to the left and right of me. And so I don't want to push out there alone again. Like, that is not something I enjoy doing in a... Oh, that's friendly Nova. Oh, hello. Now there is targets I can shoot at. Okay, outside of my effective range, granted, but at least I can do damage. Oh, okay, that is a big something which I do absolutely not want to take on alone. There's a lot of big things coming there. Yep, retreat, pull away, run away, and it was actually even built for brawling. Let's go where the team is, because I'm afraid now. There is a brawling direwolf charging at me. And the team is obviously pushing around from the other side. Let's go join them. So this becomes this nice run in circles thing. All the jump jets on a Nova makes it pretty good at brawling and also avoiding the traffic jams, because you can jump over the traffic jams. Hello, Arctic Cheetah. I am shooting at things a bit outside of my optimal range, as you can tell. You have been able to see there's a direwolf over there. Now we can take on the direwolf because it's busy doing other things than shooting at me, and it's also very damaged at this point. So let's help kill off the direwolf, and there is a light mech coming as well. It's a snowball with light PPCs. All right, pull back, cool off a little, because this thing does generate a whole lot of heat. There is a whole bunch of lasers here. The machine guns obviously don't generate any heat. That's a good part of the machine guns. But other than that, they are just additional damage with no heat, obviously, to add to the whole brawling craziness. This game is by now pretty much done, as you can look at the score. So it's basically at the point of like, hey, just mop up the final targets and the game is over at this point. So thank you very much for watching. I will see you folks next time with more Mechwarrior Online.